Hi, good morning everyone. We're Saturday morning, so it'd be technically day 2 of our trip, day 3 of the entire trip. We're up here in the Hualapai Mountains at the Hualapai Mountain Resort. As you can tell, pine trees, really nice outside. Definitely a little different than down in the desert where it's nice and hot, but great morning. We got in late, so we didn't get to do our room tour as we got our room, so let's go on and let's check out our rooms. All right, come on in. Room number 8. Nice, actually cozy cabin-ish rooms. They've got really cool keys. I don't know, I think it goes that way. Really comfortable room. Got DirecTV, so had to watch Mysteries of the Abandoned last night. As you can tell, we got Russell's workstation here. We paid extra to make sure we had a desk. Little antler lantern there. I think he worked till like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. But anyways, we got our charging station, aka our little coffee bistro, but charging station. And if you want to go that way, here's our bathroom. Little rock shower. So yeah, all in all, if you're in the Kingman area looking for a place to stay, I recommend taking the trip up to the Hualapai Mountain Resort. I'm not getting endorsed by this, so I'm not really, this is honest opinion. And yeah, so there we go. Let's go to breakfast.
They stayed down in Kingman, they go right past here. Because if we'd have known this was here, what would we have stayed there for?
We'll see you on the trail.
See you guys in about an hour.
All right, so looks like we're getting lined up, getting ready to go. Day 2, Hualapai down into Bullhead, and some cool places in between. So let's get on the road. Just got back in the truck. We had a little incident. We decided to fly a drone right into the side of a mountain. I wasn't, I was driving this, but the guy in the back seat was flying it. All right, we're gonna see the damage. Let's put up the case. Drone itself, thing looks good. 1 blade, 2 blades, 3 blades. And the 4th one, it's seen better days, so 4 blades down. Better luck next time. So yeah, so we're back on the trail, heading down the mountain, and continuing on. Memory retention. All right, so we just got off a really fun, fast graded road. Spent the last, I don't know, 15-20 minutes doing about 80+ miles an hour. So making a quick little pit stop here in Yucca, which is home to APG, Arizona Proving Grounds. Ford used to own this property. Obviously, Chrysler owns it now, but I do know there is a really big oval track out here, and I know the NASCAR teams used to come out here and do a lot of drafting learning, especially when NASCAR limited testing. So I know a lot of the NASCAR teams, a lot of the East Coast guys spent time out here. Unfortunately, I never got to, so I don't know what's on the other side of these gates, but just thought it was a quick, cool little stop along the way. So we're gonna hang out here for a couple minutes, get back on the road, and continue on with our trip.
Definitely the hottest one we've been on, 109.
All right, so we're crossing into California on our Nevada adventure tour. more like the Mojave Adventure Tour for this trip. We spent a lot of our time in Arizona, a little bit in California, and we'll head back to Arizona this evening.
I'll call out the exit. I can't remember which one it is. I'll recognize it.
Alright, so we turned off Interstate 40. Looks like we jumped on a road called Eagle Pass back in the dirt. So we started our little California section. So we're in a little town called Goffs. Really, I guess its significance came from 1941, 1942, where the 7th Division, the Army trained here for a period of time, and it was a supply route along the railroad. So thought to go check out a schoolhouse that was actually built back in the early 1900s. So cool little museum, got a lot of kind of just obscure, abstract, different artifacts from times past, and it's cool. It's nice. Let's go check it out.
So this project here is a non-profit.
Can we ring the triangle? The school thing? Are we allowed to ring it?
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
You don't have that? Sorry about that.
Get to school!
Classes are starting!
That doesn't have enough. That doesn't have enough.
Well, stuff did come up, but we can make one.
So this is a mini replica of a stamp mill. I really want one of these, so if someone has one like this, let me know, because I would love to have one in my house.
That's one in Tonopah.
A lot of cool stuff. Mail combat. There's a whatever the heck those things were called. The emergency food packets.
I think this is Justin size.
Yeah, it actually is. Good. We're in history class today. Actually, for the last 3 days.
This was a original 1914.
Crayola crayons in there.
Are those like old Crayolas too?
No,
Oh.
they're just a prop we made.
Filling up their visitor book. This is based on how much funding they get from the state of California, so making sure that everyone is accounted for, and yeah, thank them for opening up the school and museum and letting us walk through. All right, so we're picking up a couple books for little Liam. We got Deserts and Life in the Slow Lane. We're watching Liam go over bike jump. Alright, so we just went through the Goffs Schoolhouse Museum. A lot of cool stuff, really cool that they've been able to reconstruct it and keep it in as good a shape as they have. And they got 65 acres of different artifacts around here, so we're going to cruise around and check them out. That was a cool little stop here in Goffs. We're definitely a lot of interesting artifacts and something to come back on a weekend when they've got all the machines, old stamp mills running. But we're gonna head on down the road and see what else Barrow has in store for us. See, it looks like we got an oasis up here. Definitely a lot of green trees. Look out, there is not an ounce of water anywhere else. So pretty cool little place. Let's go check it out.
This is Fort Paiute right here. This tells you everything you need to know.
Fort Paiute right here.
Built to
They
last. Used for 6 months.
yeah, built to last forever. It actually only ended up using it 6 months. This was along the mail route, so this was one of the guard stations along the mail route, and they quickly changed it It's a more southern route, probably because of bad weather or Indians at the time, so threat of Indians. I don't think there's any water down there. I think LA took it all. I think the roots are just so deep that it grows. There's probably water in that one up there. I was thinking like there's gonna be a spring with a fountain in the middle and all this like nice water and a little beach. Now, we're still thirsty. We're still thirsty. All right, so we had our fun here at Fort Paiute. We went exploring for water. Couldn't find anything. Apparently it's a little farther up, about another mile or so, and we're running out of daylight. So we got to get on to our next stop. So let's get in the truck and go back down that rocky road. We made it 700 miles later. We're here at the Days Inn in Bullhead City, and we'll see what tonight has in store for us. All right, good morning. It's day 3 of the Nevada Adventure Tour. We're here in Bullhead City. We didn't do our room tour because everyone knows what a Days Inn looks like. There was nothing fun, unique about it. So we're just gonna leave that for your imagination. Like I said, Days Inn, Bullhead City, river, summertime, you can leave it at that. Anyway, so we're gonna have breakfast here at Black Bear Diner, get on the trail, short day. I guess we got a mine tour lined up this afternoon. So we'll go in, we'll eat, and we'll see you afterwards when we get on the road.
All right, day 3, 2020 Nevada Adventure Tour, the next.
All right, so we're here at Davis Dam, just above Laughlin. This would be Mojave Lake, so obviously have it closed to drive across it, so we're gonna do a little walk out, but never been out on this lake. It looks really nice. It's nice and full, and I know the water's nice and refreshing up here, so let's take a little walk.
Looks like it's way down, but if you look at this right here, the overflow. And
It's not way
it's
down.
Not that far down, is it?
No. Alright, so we just turned off, what highway is that? 93? I think it's Highway 93. Heading up to Christmas Tree Pass, so back on the dirt.
Bob, how you enjoying the trip?
Looking forward to today. I hear it's a little faster roads and not quite as rough, so it'll be a good one.
Pull stuff out of the doors and how much quieter it is. Left turn right.
I was talking getting outside the truck.
Quick trip off the highway up to Grapevine Canyon. Looks like there's some rock markings. I don't know, it looks like there was about 4 or 5 different tribes that used to travel through this area. So we're gonna go up and check them out. A little hike up the mountain. Mainly just to test our physical ability of our cameraman. But we got some cool petroglyphs here, and then as you just continue up, they're all the way up here, so got to get a little exercise in, can't sit in a truck all day. Looks like there's a demon. Maybe.
Jump up in there.
There's definitely something living right in there.
Jump to there.
You're good.
Yeah, if you had some real shoes on. All right, so if I was an Indian back in their time, this is definitely where I'd spend my afternoons. It's nice and cool up here. The rock's actually pretty comfortable, and you're in a high spot, so any predators or enemies, you can either gonna have the first advantage on them, or they'll never even know you're here. All right, so the rest of us have done a lot of exploring, but look behind me. My dad, he had to top us all, just like yesterday. He climbed higher up on the mountain, and he's probably gonna come down faster than the rest of us as well.
A leopard lizard, very rare.
Except for the one behind you.
Yeah, and the ones that
And the one over here and the one over there.
There's one right here.
All right, so we just got done with our canyon walk, saw some really cool petroglyphs up there. So as you can hear, we're getting ready to roll, so we better get in the truck so we don't get left.
with a drill hole in it. Come on over here, Bobby. It's a late model here. It's got nails. Camp Thurman. This was a ghost camp, not a ghost town. And I think if you remember right, many years back, I told you kind of what the difference was. 300 or less, that's a ghost camp. 300 or more population, max population, that's a ghost town. At one point in time, there was about 150 residents here. The mine workings were over here. You can see the tailing here. There was 2 very deep mine shafts over here.
Quick stop, had some munchies. Time to get on the road in the little Camp Thurman area right here, pretty cool. Just get back in the truck. Back on dirt road, heading up to a mine tour, so
Right now, we're in the easy.
working our way up. We're in a really cool little tourist trap though with a mine.
Yeah.
I want my house to look like that one day. I want to build one of those.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. This is a family business. That's my mom and dad in there. We've owned it since 1994. It's the oldest, richest gold mine in southern Nevada. If you guys look up here, you see that big black hole up in the side of the mountain up there? That's the main shaft. That goes 600 feet straight down into the mountain, and there's 3 miles of tunnels in there.
So far so good. Already learned more in the last 3 minutes than I have on every other mine tour I've done. Already stuff after shots in between stuff.
So this right here, this is John Moss. So John Moss is actually the character who starts this mine in 1861 itself. This picture's taken in 1863. Right over this hill right here is where this picture itself is taken.
It's really cool.
What's that?
It's definitely a really cool place here.
Yeah.
Okay, I think now we're getting ready to go outside, go tour the mine. So let's head that way.
All right.
All right, we're going in, heading into the Tahiti Cup mine. Really cool so far, a lot of interesting stuff. Great mine guide, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm miner size, we figured out old episodes. All right, miner size, let's go. This is so cool in here. What do we got? It's just really cool how I got it all lit up down.
All right, this tunnel we're walking down right now was started in the 1860s. This is the main access tunnel right here. So all the ore from the 300, 400, 500, 600 foot level is brought up to this level. Everything from up above is brought down. It's put into ore carts. There used to be ore cart track here. A mule would pull that cart right out the front door, dump it into a wagon, come back and start all over. A lot of water down there. In some cases that water gets very hot. Hot water turns into steam. Steam builds up pressure and has nowhere to go until the earthquake happens. That earthquake starts shooting up these cracks and it's transporting that liquid gold, silver, copper, iron, whatever mineral happens to be down there with it. It comes shooting out of the ground, cools down, rapidly crystallizing, forming quartz. Wherever that gold and silver is at, when it cools down is where it's going to stain this rock until it erodes out at the top of the mountain or until it's mined out of the mountain.
All right, we're rounding the corner, moving on. Great tour so far.
So these tunnels that we see above us were all in the 1800s right here. That bridge you guys are standing on is even older. That's shining right there. You guys can see the quartz vein just going right up the wall right there. Yep. That's what those guys are chasing. Wherever that quartz vein goes, they go. So you can just imagine that earthquake just cracking the ground, and it was just carrying right through here. That steam comes shooting up from deep in the earth, fills all those voids right there, cools down, and that's what you get right there. So.
How far down is that?
It's probably, I don't know, it's probably 75 feet that I can see. But they just pulled everything out of the ground.
You can kind of see how this rock is all together, and this rock from like here up looks like it exploded and that steam filled all the cracks, because that is what happened right there. Is that
It's just something in here, huh?
That's pretty cool.
Can you imagine working something like this? Jeez. Yeah, it's a hard life.
Look right where my flashlight's pointing right there. The brightest part, you guys can see that yellow in the rock right there. That is gold right there in its natural form. So that's what gold looks like in its natural form. In 1900, carbide lamps were invented. So carbide lamps themselves are 3 times brighter than a candle. Carbide goes in here, so carbide looks just like the rock we're standing on. Goes into this canister. From there, what happens is this opens up and water goes into the top. This sets the drip on it. This water drips onto the carbide. When water and carbide mix, the chemical reaction happens and acetylene is formed. So acetylene is a flammable gas. It comes out a little tiny pinhole. It's about 3 times brighter than a candle. Huge invention right there, and once again, that's 1900 itself. Now, this is what the miners have right here. And
Oh my God.
every day, can you imagine going to work, sitting at your desk, you know, writing a report and having to do it in candlelight, you know, this is all these guys have.
It's easier to see all this.
Yeah, except that gold, you can't see it, you know, so that's why that gold is still there.
This is what happens when you try to claim jump someone. You get a stake drove through your eyeball.
It's kind of hot out here, so.
All right, so we just finished up our El Dorado mine tour. Great tour. Definitely recommended for anyone that's around this area. It's Tahiti Cup. And so we're gonna go finish up. Let's head on up. Russell.
Did you guys enjoy the mine tour?
Good.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Pretty
Best mine tour,
informative.
best mine tour I've gone on.
Yeah, definitely one of the best.
I want to thank you guys once again for participating. I thought it was different, and that's what I tried to bring.
That's the wrap. We're all done here for our 2020 Nevada Adventure Tour. This is the 9th annual. My dad and I have been on 8 of them total. Every one of them is memorable in their own way, and this one was definitely a cool one. We spent a lot of time over in the Mojave Desert in Arizona. We crashed a drone. We stayed up in the Hualapai Mountain Resort. Visit down Bullhead, Topak. Definitely ended with a treasure here in Tahiti Cup. If you're anywhere near this area, Searchlight area, I would definitely recommend coming out here, checking it out, doing the mine tour. By far one of the most enjoyable ones and informational ones that we've done, you know, for the last 8 years. Yeah, great group of people. Big thanks to Daryl Folks and at Track On, and yeah, here we go. Hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about the Mojave Desert through our AHBEEF series here, and hopefully we'll see you soon.